hope you're doing well. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. March. Guys, I'm so tired. It is March 25th, 2026. Y'all, I'm so sorry I'm tardy. I literally was on the phone for 2 hours today. 2 hours. The last hour because of my phone. My internet wasn't working, and it all came back to my phone storage. Y'all, those of you that have been with me forever, you know this is a perennial problem of mine where as a photographer, I have too much on my phone. Too much phone storage taken up by all of my photography. And recently games. So I've literally spent the last hour deleting stuff from my phone. Like so much stuff. And I've been meaning to do this. I've been telling myself I have to do this. And tonight I had no choice because I couldn't update. And I'm still actually updating my phone. I'm doing the software update, which is going to take hours. So they're going to call me back in a few hours, which is very kind of them. But they're going to call me back so they can reset my my phone plan. So that's where I've been. That's why I'm tardy, and I apologize. But I am here for our anxiety and support. You guys, how about y'all teach me tonight? How about I do a session with y'all? Because I'm feeling very stressed. Plus, I have to work tonight. I'm doing my overnight tonight and tomorrow. So, but I did take a miniature nap today, so that did help a little bit. But this is what we're doing tonight. We're doing a little bit of somatic therapy, and I'm combining it with journaling and color. I decided to get a little creative tonight. Well, it's not so out of the ordinary, I suppose, but so we're doing this. Blue, as you can see, I'm wearing blue. Blue is a very healing color. It is a very calming color. It is serene. It is the ocean. It is the sky. So our color tonight, to calm you, whether you are anxious or depressed, is blue. So what I'd like you to do, if you want to do this exercise with me, is I want you to find something in your house or wherever you are, even if it's not yours. Let's say you're at a coffee shop and you're just watching this. I want you to find something blue and focus on it, okay? So, if you're new to somatic therapy, it is very simple. It is basically you in real time coming to a space where you connect how you're feeling with empathy, okay? I personally have a signature process when I teach you on the inner healing journey, when we do one-to-one sessions. I call it accept, acknowledge, and embrace. Those are my first two steps. And they're actually this first kind of two steps in a somatic exercise. But they call it notice and name. Okay? So, what we're going to do first is I'm going to ask you, what are you anxious about right now? Or what are you depressed about right now? What is going on in your life that is stressing you out, that is making you worried, anxious, fearful, depressed? And you know what? Maybe it's not these two words. Maybe it's something else. What is making you angry? What is making you scared? What is going on tonight or today? You're probably watching this at a different time zone. So what is going on with you right now? That's why I say right now, because even if you're watching this on the replay, you can do this when you're watching this. And feel free to hop in the chat if you guys want to say hello. And welcome everyone watching live, and welcome everyone coming into the chat. Welcome everyone on the replay. So I'm taking a few minutes myself because I literally, like I said, I was on the phone. This last hour I was on the phone and we finally figured out what was going on. But then before that I was on the phone another hour and they couldn't figure out what was going on. So I'm a little bit like, okay, it's over, sort of, because I haven't fixed my phone yet, but I will fix my phone. And, but right now, I'm going to take a couple of minutes. I'm going to calm down. I'm going to focus, because we're here and now. But that is my momentarily state of agitation for me, is just the stress of my phone not working. And by the way, there's more. I have so much more that I can tap into, but I want to do something that's fresh, that's right now, and this is what I'm encouraging you to do. It's what's going on with you right now, okay? So think about this for a minute, and I want you to name or notice, acknowledge what it is that you're feeling in this moment. What's going on? If you were to put a name to how you're feeling, what is that name? Okay. Now, notice is our first step. So I notice that I am feeling, in my case, stressed. I am noticing that I'm feeling stressed. I'm, even as I was talking, I'm a little bit out of breath because I was trying to hurry and get online and, all this stuff. And so I'm now that I've noticed it, I know what's going on. Now I'm going to name, or as I teach you, acknowledge, accept. Okay, I accept I am stressed. This is naming it. Naming the pain is the first step to victory. If I can't name what's going on, what's hurting me, what's annoying me, what's stressing me out, what's making me angry, what's agitating my spirit, soul, or body, then I cannot gain victory over it. Because acknowledging it and accepting it is part of bringing it close to me so that I can begin to deal with it. Okay? This is where a lot of us get stuck, is I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to feel that emotion, or I don't want to think about that situation or that space because it makes me feel uncomfortable, or it makes me feel whatever. Fill in the blank for you, okay? But I'm telling you that when you get to a space, and it's okay if you're not there yet, because again, we're all in different spaces in places of recovery. But if you are in a space where you're still, as I say, you're running away from your pain, you're escaping. For a lot of you, you're escaping into addiction. You're escaping into masking it by repressing it and pushing it down. But when you are ready, when you get to a place where you're ready to deal with this, then you can accept it. Okay? Accept that I am hurting right now. I'm struggling. I don't feel well, whether it's mentally, emotionally, or physically. And then I embrace the pain. Okay? And this, I liken it to, in the somatic therapy exercise, to soften. So I come to a space where I have empathy for myself as I'm struggling in this moment or in this situation or whatever it is. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I cannot see. It's so small on my phone. I need to. Yes. Thank you so much for sharing, David. That's amazing. And I agree with that actually. Um, and that is that your biggest fear? That is important to recognize. When you get to the space when you can no longer be fearful, because remember, anxiety and depression comes from the spirit of fear. And as I actually teach that anxiety is the pendulum, and this is what I always say, it's the pendulum that takes me to the heights of anger or the depths of depression. So you are either likely to project your anxiety to other people, which typically comes out in the form of anger, or you internalize your fear, your anxiety, or depression. Um, that anxiety turns into depression, or it can, because depression is a stage of sadness, okay? And of course, this gets into all the four main um, responses to fear, which is fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. So yeah, all of this is really important to know for yourself so that you can uh, have victory for yourself in your life. So right now, with this exercise, my question to you is, what are you anxious about right now in this moment? Or what are you depressed about right now in this moment? And I want you to notice it. Notice the emotion. Notice the thoughts that are coming to your mind when you're thinking about this. Notice the feeling. Even physical sensations. This is very important because for us to truly have victory, especially with anxiety and depression, actually, because depression also manifests in the physical. Usually, depression, some of the main symptoms in the body with depression would be fatigue, exhaustion, um, just random weird chronic pain. Because again, my body is not able to release it. And it is different than someone who's holding on to anxiety. It's a different kind of manifestation. But the principle is the same, which is that my body stores my pain. So I need to learn how to name it so I can access it so that I can then release it. And that's where we get into the movement therapy, which we're not doing today. But what is it for you? Okay? And I want you to come to the space where you embrace what is troubling you. Again, this is counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive because we were not created to live in chronic pain or chronic fear, or chronic anxiety, or chronic depression. This is part of the curse that is in the earth realm that unfortunately we have to deal with, we have to combat, but we can overcome. But for the sake of healing and recovery, I must bring it close to me so that I can allow self to heal. And if we were to do this in a one-to-one, we would actually get to personally what's going on with you. Where did this come from? We'd find the roots, and then we begin to uproot those roots in the soul realm to bring healing into that space and wholeness for you. So, as you're thinking about this, I also want you to, for the sake of the therapeutical, I want you to connect with the color blue, even if it's just my little shirt. Blue. Blue is a healing color. It instantly brings tranquility and calm, which is what we need for both. I need calm when I'm anxious, and I need calm when I'm depressed. And it might look different ways. I would even encourage you to perhaps come or go to a space that's quiet and visualize something that is blue. Maybe you don't have anything blue around you. Actually, my wall's blue too. I don't know if y'all can see that it's actually blue. It looks a little bit kind of like green, but it's blue. But you can visualize. This is another type of somatic therapy, is where I'm actually closing my eyes and I'm visualizing the color blue, or visualize an ocean scenery. Okay, visualize you, especially if you've been to the ocean, or been to the beach, and you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like, you know what it smells like. Go there right now. Or maybe it's daylight where you are right now and the sky is gorgeous and beautiful and blue. Go and absorb that color. Okay? And as you do, I want you to take this color into the pain that you're feeling, the anxiety that you're feeling, the depression that you're feeling, the thoughts, the emotions that are going on with you right now. And I'm going to do this with you too. So I'm just going to take a minute and I'm going to think about this. Now, if you will, I want you to take this breathing exercise with me, where we're simply going to calm the nervous system down. So I'm going to take 4 deep breaths, or actually, let's do 3 sets, okay? So I'm going to breathe in for 4 seconds. I'm going to hold for 2. I'm going to exhale for 6 counts, okay? Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. 3 sets. So breathe in for 4, hold for 2, exhale for 6. One more time. And last one. I even I even felt myself just calming down on the second one, like, okay, we're good, we're safe, we are safe, you are safe. Y'all, by the way, those of you that have been rocking with me for a little bit, I've been sharing about my panic attacks that I've been getting lately in the middle of the night, which is horrible. Horrible. It's literally been the worst. So I've had to keep this in mind at all times. I have to breathe, and sometimes it's a lot. So my husband encourages me to just breathe it out, because really breathing is the quickest and most natural way to calm your nervous system. And whatever that is for you. For some of us, it is racing heart or palpitations that manifest. For others of you, it's something else. But breathing always brings you back to homeostasis, okay? And this is what we want to do. So, now that I've calmed down, okay, because another thing to remember when I am looking my pain in the eye, I can be triggered by this, which is going to make me feel a little more anxious as I'm doing this. So the breathing is sort of countering that trigger, and it is preparing me for what I'm about to go into, which is the therapy. And this is what I'm going to share with you now. So now that I've taken a moment to notice, name, soften, as they say, or as I say, acknowledge, accept, and embrace. Now I'm going to take what I'm feeling into my journaling. Okay, so now we're going to do, for the sake of time and the fact that we're on live, we'll just do 3 minutes. If we were doing this in a one-to-one session, I would take you into 7 minutes actually. And if we were doing this in my journaling class, I would do 5 minutes for you. But right now we're doing 3. Plus, it's still March. So for 3 minutes, I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to allow you to have this time to write. And if you're not in a space where you can write at the moment, that's okay. You can come back to this later and try it. Or you can just kind of, in your mind, think about what it is that's going on with you. So, starting now, right. Sorry, y'all. Okay, y'all, I'm back. So, how did it go for those of you that wrote with me? And if we were doing a class, I'd actually open the platform for everyone to share, which is actually really fun and therapeutic. Um, and if you're interested in my journaling classes, I would love to have you. You can reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com, and sign up for either a one-to-one or a group class. So, just for the sake of the class and the teaching, I will share what I wrote, and it's not anything too elaborate or what's the word? Creative. My brain is super tired right now, so I just kind of wrote something short and sweet addressing my stress. So this is what I wrote, and I'm going to share this for the purpose of helping you and encouraging you to write anything. And really, this is what this whole exercise is about: you releasing the clutter of what's going on with you mentally or emotionally. So I wrote, I am remembering now how I truly don't need to stress or worry. And yet I do. I do because my mind, my heart, my body spent so long in survival mode. And y'all, this is true. This is part of my story and my testimony. I've been through a lot. And by the grace of God, I am on the other side of a lot. But for those of us that have been through a lot of trauma or a lot of prolonged exposure to chronic stress or chronic survival mode, trauma, those kind of things, our body records our pain and our trauma. So, and when you're in this chronic state, you begin to have these manifestations, okay? So this is kind of where I'm at, where I'm actually in the space where I'm learning to release a lot of this through the body, okay? And we're going to get into this a lot in the coming months and years, because this is part of the fullness of what I do with She's Restored. So to continue what I wrote, I spent so long in survival mode that it feels automatic or natural. No, not natural. Not anymore. But I'm learning to reprogram my trauma response to stress. And it's been quite a challenge for me lately, but day by day, I'm getting better. And soon I will have a new nervous system. Okay, this is part of why we do this, especially if you are, again, somebody who has been through a lot of trauma. It can take some time for your body to remember what it's like to be in the homeostasis space. So, what did you write? What did you share? And what's going on with you? Also, when you do these journaling sessions for yourself, I would encourage you, if this is something that comes natural to you, and even if it's not, journaling is a very healthy space to release the mental overload, or if you're someone who struggles with racing thoughts, or you just can't get a grip on how you think. These are symptoms of anxiety in the mind. And this is a beautiful way to release how you're feeling. Obviously, and you can do this in any way, whether it's stream of consciousness writing, or a lot of times I usually write poetry, because that's just kind of how my brain works most of the time. But whatever works for you, whatever comes natural is beautiful, and you should do it. Okay, so anybody have any questions or want to share anything before we wrap? Blue, how are you feeling with blue, by the way? Does anybody love the color blue? My daughter's all about blue the last year and a half, and I think it's beautiful. I think blue is a beautiful color. Very calming, healing color. So, what else do I want to share before I wrap? Yes, I wanted to share this because this is important to acknowledge too. When you are releasing, or I should put it this way, when you are kind of coming to that space of accepting or naming what's going on with you, you're going to feel more often than not, and you might even feel this in those of you that are in talk therapy or which super healthy. I encourage that. Talking with somebody, a psychiatrist or counselor, is healthy. It's wonderful. But it's limited. And a lot of times I think this is why people kind of shy away from therapy when they do have counseling or psychiatrists, because when I talk about how I'm feeling, I am activating the part of me that has been kind of shying away from how I'm feeling. So I'm going to start to feel triggered, and whatever that is for you. I'll even feel it physically. This actually happens to me, or it's been a while, but I remember when I was going to some therapy sessions for some very deep, deep roots that I had. I would literally feel physically, because I'm also very much, and I don't know if maybe this is the dancer in me, I don't know, but I'm also a very sensitive soul. So I feel everything and I feel it very deeply. But when I would go to therapy, I would feel the physical manifestations. But this is where you want to truly hold on and embrace and know that you're safe as you're sharing, as you're speaking this. And it is part of the process of getting to the point where you're going to release the pain. So just wanted to encourage you guys on that. And also to notice, what is it that you're feeling when you start thinking about these things or even sharing them? What kind of physical sensations do you notice in your body? And if we were to do a one-to-one session, I would actually teach you how to connect those sensations and emotions and thoughts with color, or with whatever therapies that we're using, whether it's movement or music or art, and how to bring them out safely. And it would be completely in your time, on your at your pace, and in your space. It's very important to know this, and you should have this actually. I feel when you go to therapy, it should be about you. It should be about what's going on with you, and there should be no timetable on this. So, with that said, if you're interested in any of my one-to-one sessions, you can reach out to me, shesrestored@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, shesrestored.com, and sign up for any of my one-to-one, either mini sessions, which are about an hour. Regular sessions are 90 minutes, and those are sort of at your leisure, no commitment, however many times a week you feel comfortable. Or I have my healing bundles, which you can find all of that on my website. And I welcome all of you, especially as we get into or coming out of this beautiful month of triple manifestation. of just amazing perfection and completion that the Lord is doing in us. I'm excited for us. A lot of healing is coming. So, yeah, I'll be back on Friday, unless I feel led to come on sooner, for our Friday night live stream. And if you guys need anything, don't hesitate to reach out. And I wish you a good, healthy, good midweek, and certainly to end this month in calm, serenity, tranquility, peace, love, and joy. All right, love y'all, and I'll be back Friday.